Welcome to my spoiler-free review of Scream 6. Do you like scary movies? Of course you do, or you wouldn't be here right now. So, I've just got back from Scream 6, and I'm going to tell you it was phenomenal. It was a great film, very fun, very entertaining. And one good thing about being at this cinema right now, they're giving away free Scream posters. Oh, completely for free. They just have them lined up by the door. You just go and pick one up and you can have it. I'm going to frame that. I'm going to put it on the wall of my frame. Nice frame. Shame it's got the 4DX, but I didn't see it in 4DX. I saw a normal standard film because I'd have thrown up. But yeah, brilliant poster. Thank you very much. Cineworld, by the way. Cineworld free posters. Now, me and my missus, we actually went to the cinema wearing those. And when we come out of the cinema, we decided to pose by the poster, and we scared the crap out of the guy working there because he just walked down the hall and suddenly saw us standing there in Scream masks and he kind of had a bit of a panic attack. Quite funny at the time though. So anyway, here's some of the photos from that now. So yeah, what was this film like? Well, it was very, very good. Now, I'm not going to give you any spoilers on this one because I know I usually want to do reviews. I do a lot of spoilers in my reviews. This one is going to be more general feeling of the film. It's fun, it's exciting. They use the new generation of characters very, very well. I do like this new set of characters. I like the vibe. I like the two sort of main one, the two sisters, and the fact that one of them's quite dark with a sort of like, if you watch the previous film, spoilers for the previous film, not for this one, obviously we find out that the main character is Billy Loomis's daughter. So obviously she's got like a psychosis where she sometimes sees him, and that, so we know that she's schizophrenic from the previous film, and that she sometimes sees her dead daddy. It kind of advises her in ways because it's all going on in her head, and she's got sort of a dark side, and we see a lot more of that in this movie. We see obviously Jenna Ortega was gonna be big in this movie because we all know from her being in Wednesday, she's now become a phenomenon. Obviously Wednesday's massive. That dance she does is all over TikTok and Facebook and all those things. You always see that dance come up over and over again, whether it be the real song or the Lady Gaga song. So she's massive now. So she's in this film quite a lot, and her character has more development now from the previous film to now. It's a lot of development for her character, and she's got a lot of more attitude with her. So I like what they do with her character. Obviously, the returning characters are the two twins that are Randy's like niece and nephew. They're back, and they generally have the same sort of role they had in the last film. Obviously, with the sister of the twins being more sort of the Randy character, sort of ironing out everything that goes on. And we've got a few new characters popping up as well. You've got a guy that was in Arrow. I remember him from Arrow. He's in it as a sort of like, I don't really want to give any spoilers, but he's in it. You've got the roommates and the college friends and all that. And obviously, it takes place at college. And obviously, this is technically the second of the requels, as they call it in the previous film. So it kind of like mirrors the fact that in Scream 1, they're at school. In Scream 5, they were at school. And in Scream 2, they were at university. And in Scream 6, they're obviously at university again. So it is mirroring that. There's a lot of throwbacks to horror in this one. So if you eagle-eyed, you'll spot all the different horror elements in it, which most Scream films have anyway. The kills are good. I will tell you, some of the kills are very good. And there's a few jump scares, but it's like not the over the top, like some jump scares now they just keep getting you and getting you. These are quite good jump scares in it as well. Yeah, also we've got the return in of the legacy characters, as they're now being called, which was obviously Courtney Cox being the legacy character, and what's her name? Hayden Palantine, obviously back as a legacy character. We all know from the trailers, playing Kirby again. So the legacy characters, there's a bit of a thing where once I do my spoiler review, you'll get what I mean. But there's the Courtney Cox, what they do with her. I'm not really happy with the Courtney Cox being in the film. To be honest, she might as well not have bothered being in it. It was a bit strange why they put her in it, but she's in it. And Hayden Palantine has a much more of a role than I thought she'd have. I thought she'd have a small role. She's actually got relatively big role in it. She's sort of quite important in some of the situations in it. So it's quite an interesting character. And like most Scream films, the whole thing she was trying to work out who the killer is from start to finish. I actually worked it out. The first time ever watching a Scream film, I clocked who the killer was very early on, and then I spent the rest of the film trying to work out if I was right or not. So I'm not going to give that away, as I said, but definitely go and watch Scream 6. It is a fun film. If you go to Cineworld, they are giving these posters away for free when we went in. So they were just by the side of when we walked into the sort of like, did our tickets, went to walk through. They're on the side on the table there, give them away for free. So I've grabbed one. That's I might put that in a frame because that's a really good poster. I love this bit here. It's 40. I didn't see it in 4DX because that would be thrown around all over the place. I'd probably be throwing up all over the place. But yeah, now, just to give you a warning, when we went into the cinema, I did notice there's a strobe lighting sort of epilepsy warning. So I know it's not good for if you suffer from epilepsy. So just to let you know that I saw that before I went in. It was on the side. They always put them on a little paper thing, the epilepsy one on the side, which they probably should put in the foyer really, because then you wouldn't buy the ticket and you'd get disappointed. But just so that you get, just so you know before you go that there is that epilepsy warning on now. But yeah, it is a good film. It's another good Scream film. I don't think they've made a bad one. I know Scream 3 is the weakest of the Scream films, but this is another good Scream film. It's probably the strongest horror franchise where, for me in particular, I actually like every single movie in it. Like every movie of the Scream films, I like them. Even the third one, I still like parts of the third one. But it's got to be the strongest horror franchise. And they, like, obviously, we had what previous one kind of jump started it. It was like the new generation of heroes, and they're continuing that, and it's actually working very well. I don't know after this one. I don't know where they're going to go with the next one. I'm kind of itching to find out what they're going to do next because there's some sort of like I can't even tell you if it's a spoiler-free thing in it. But yeah, there's. I'm like I want to know where they go now. I want to know what happens to these characters next. So I will do a spoiler review maybe tomorrow, but we will see. Because obviously I don't want to spoil too much, but I will obviously let you know it's going to be a spoiler review and have spoiler stuff on it. But anyway, so I'm glad you like this. I'll put this back on now because why not? It's crazy. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Good night.